And I certainly will not be choosing people to date that work under me. Let me just say that. You know, we are at a place in society where things happen in people's relationships, husband and wife. Sometimes there are outside relationships. Although there might be a moral breaking in that. I think that what citizens are really, really concerned about is if you chose to have inappropriate contact with employees. I mean, there's nothing that I can say on it other than it is distracting. It is certainly inappropriate for the #1 law enforcement officer in the state. And it really, really saddens me. And it will be very unfortunate if the taxpayers of this community have to pay for any of those lawsuits.
Because they deserve a DA that won't have with his employees, because they deserve a DA that won't put money in their own pocket when it should go to benefit children.
Let's go on and have the conversation.
I've just asked you whether or not it was a coincidence.
Had absolutely nothing to do with this. It's interesting that we're here about this money. Mr. Wade is used to women that, as he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich. We would have brutal arguments about the fact that I am your equal. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. And so there was tension always in our relationship.
The biggest boss chick in the U.S. right now is got to be the city girl prosecutor of Atlanta. She got on the stand this week in a Fulton County courtroom and represented for all the Hoodrats of America, once again proving why I started calling the so-called professional and political class of these women city girls years ago. If you've been here for a while, you already know I've been calling out city girl judges in Georgia, even Ohio, and before I named Tiffany Tahoe the city girl mayor,
whatever, I do what I want.
I gave the OG city girl mayor title to the mayor of New Orleans. And while some folks desperately tried to separate the so-called professional city girls from the commercial street city girls like Carisha and JT, I've been saying that they're all the same. From the classroom to the boardroom to the hospital room, the bank, city hall, and the courtroom. And although I'm deeply embarrassed by the way the city of Atlanta was represented, the way Fulton County was represented, the state of Georgia represented by another transplant that's not from Georgia, the lady is from California and the DMV, I saw how she not only embarrassed the state as a top DA, and not just the first black woman to hold the position, but the first woman ever to hold the position. She completely embarrassed black women by getting up there confirming every negative stereotype associated with black American women. And not just on the national stage, but the international stage, because these clips went out everywhere. We're going to talk about it, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's go ahead and get into it.
And suddenly he's changing. She files her financial declarations, same problems. We need a ready here to go over all of this and to explain exactly what happened. So we was asked the court that the court allow Ms. Willis to be called and interrogated on these matters.
Can I wait till Your Honor?
Just a moment, Ms. Willis.
Right out the gate, she walked in the courtroom all sassy with her hand on her hip. She threw a paper down on the table. She just standing up there huffing and puffing. Look at her, huffing and puffing and breathing. Walked over, plopped down in her seat, started giving orders, and was ready to show her behind.
I would ask, I need 3 documents in front of me, and they're the 3 filings of Ms. Merchant. 3 filings.
Still up there huffing and puffing. She's so upset, fuming. She's like, the nerve of these people to come and try to tell me what I can do, to try to hold me accountable. She's supposed to be able to do whatever she wants.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Has he ever visited you at the place you laid your head?
So let's be clear, because you've lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth,
Judge.
And it is a lie. It is a lie.
Ms. Willis? Mr. Sena, thank you. We're going to take 5 minutes.
And the crazy thing is, you had a lot of black women, yes, girling this behavior, proving just how intellectually undeveloped and immature black women are. They thought her behavior was acceptable because she was being accused of something. All I gotta say is, any civilians, go and try that in any other courtroom and see what happens to you. The yelling, being disrespectful, throwing stuff all over the place. Just try it out and see what happens to you. But it was so bad, the judge judge took a break for like 5 minutes to give this hyena a chance to calm down. I mean, she was really acting like a wild bird. You had several people who testified, and none of them, not one, behaved like she did. Not even Nathan Wade, who also had to deal with accusations. Out of everybody else that took the stand, she was the only one who was out of order like this. And no, yelling and slamming stuff on the table and rolling your neck and speaking all out of turn and crazy, that doesn't mean you're right. You just look like a fool. This lady is grandma age, acting like an out of control middle school girl who just got her phone taken away.
You had contact with Mr. Wade in the year 2020, correct?
I had some contact with Mr. Wade.
Would you explain when you say some contact? Please tell us, talking about 2020.
I had some contact with Mr. Wade in 2020. One of the reasons your allegations are so preposterous, or Miss Merchants that you have joined, is...
Ma'am, I didn't ask you about the allegations. I asked you about your contact.
And the reason why she's trying to go around this is because she lied about when they started messing around. She's trying to establish a date was after he was contracted, but according to a witness, a former employee and longtime friend of the DA, the romance was established in 2019.
That's all I ask you, okay? I appreciate that you want to say something, but I'm interested in, did you have contacts with Mr. Wade in 2020? And your answer so far has been yes, correct?
very limited contact because Mr. Wade had a form of cancer that makes your allegations somewhat ridiculous.
I do appreciate the characterization.
I'm not going to emasculate a black man, but I'm just telling you.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not going to emasculate a black man. Did you understand that?
All
So
right,
I don't think we should discuss further.
Mr. Seda, next question.
Trying to, Your Honor.
And that's the point where she pulled the black card to get out of the question. That was her strategy. Let me say black man to a white man right now in front of all these cameras, and if he continued to push, he'll look like the villain. Kind of like when women bring up sensitive issues and arguments with men to shut down the conversation. The truth is, no one questioned her about his cancer or the type of cancer. She's the only one who volunteered that information and insinuated something very private was going on. And no, I'm not going to repeat it. Every grown up here is aware of what she was trying to say. She said, I'm not going to emasculate a black man, as she attempted to do just that. Now, it's a great soundbite, but you have to go back and listen to the whole thing. I see exactly what she's doing. She's campaigning to get black men on her side. All of a sudden, she's trying to come off as pro-black when she's been a black feminist and actively going against black men the whole time. And no, she is not a chameleon. She's been very upfront and outspoken with her feminist-defined attitude. A lot went on at this hearing. Most black people who heard sound bites, they're yes girling her with all the black girl magic. But I watched it all and I heard something a lot different, like prosecutorial misconduct, campaign finance violations, misuse of public funds, money laundering, and the IRS agents taking notes in the background.
What? How stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you
That's
were holding.
stupid, guys.
I didn't.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Way out of order and unethical even by her own standards before she was elected.
And I certainly will not be choosing people to date that work under me. Let me just say that.
Because they deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees.
Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think below. Special thank you to our sister Glamping Diva Jules. I appreciate you for all of your support, as well as our sister Sarah. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.